Assalamualaikum friends, this is Syeda Noor-ul-ain. I hope you all are would be fit or fine, and I am also fine. Friends, today my video topic is freedom. So you are all thinking about what is real concept of this topic. So I will share with you all the real concept about this topic and about this word freedom and about this word definition and explanation. I will more explain you about this word. But before I want to share with you all a story which I did read about this word freedom. So I did read a story of Little Princess in 6th standard book of Oxford chapter freedom. She was a little girl, little princess. She was lived at that time very luxurious life. But in fact, she had everything, but she was not happy with this life because every time she had a wish to live life that like villagers life who were who were villagers who were live their life with peace, joys and laughings. And every time they were taking bath in the river, and this little princess was so at the tip of any place, terrace on palace. So she was unhappy with their life, with her life which is life at this time she was living. But she had everything, and villagers had not anything like this girl: money, luxurious life, power, authority, etc. But in fact, she was a little girl. She could not think about like that way, and they were suffering a lots of from lots of circumstances, problems, issues, and they all need to work hard for their necessities. But she was a little girl. I'm again said. I'm saying again, she was little girl and she had no idea about how they live their life. Okay. So first concept is clear about right gratitude. Means gratitude. Gratitude which is really important thing. I have many things. So I need to gratitude for everything which things I have at this time. Miss Little Princess had luxurious life, parents and everything. And villagers had peace, choice and relaxful life. So we all need to gratitude for everything which things we have. And we need to hard work which things we have no. And we want to achieve which things, right? I told you a story, okay? So little princess one day fallen ill, and their parents, their father as king, who are king, who were king. So they were called a great doctor of country, and doctor came soon, and they were checked to little princess, and they gave a loads of great instruction for taking care of this little girl. And little girl she was thinking at this time, it's just a little headache, why you are all taking so seriously to it. But they were parents, and they were also king and queen, and they have that power of this time. But she was little girl and she was not think at this way, right? And they were also think at like that one day she will rule the country as a queen. So, well, and little princess, she did accepted everything. Like she had no freedom for live like that way as villagers, right? But if I write to this story, so I write like little girl need to be hard work for herself and for every human being, for better life, for better freedom, for everything. Because I feel some little bit negative point of view in this story. Like she did accept everything, but she did not accept I I have everything, and which thing I don't have. I need to work hard for it. Why every time she was feeling bad for which thing no have, right? She had no freedom like every villagers. In fact, she had everything. So I want to explain more about this word freedom. So freedom is not which we understand and which we have another concept of like freedom, like independence. Independency is more greater than freedom. This is like synonym of freedom, independence and freedom. Independence is more important than freedom, and independency which we can understand by our independence. We can live with free state. We have we have a country with peace, with freedom, because at that time, Qaeda Azam did hard work for it. And in 1947, we achieve, and Qaeda Azam achieved the great success as a name of Pakistan, right? It's the biggest form of freedom. But I want to explain more about freedom. Freedom means free from something, free from this life which we live at this time. We okay, so free from some state for wants to some something wants to some achieving like we have no any free type of freedom, and we want this freedom for living life this way. But I want to be talk about in a good point of view, in a polite way. So in the Islamic point of view, freedom which is good for human being, which is good for any Muslim, every Muslim, live with peace, live with calm situations, conditions, and work politely, work hardly with efficiency, consistency for manage your life, for making your future life and other future life. It's not all about freedom means every time traveling, every time visiting many places and wearing short clothes. This is not freedom. This is harm thing which we could not consider, which we could not understand at at this time. We can be we could be understand at future time when we think about this. Call we call freedom to this thing, but this is not real freedom meaning. Freedom meaning we can live with necessities for necessities easily. We can work, we can study, we get education, proper education, necessities, everything. So it's a freedom. My heart is full with kind words, kinds, pictures, kind things, and I have a qualities. So it's a also kind of freedom. I'm free from negativity. I'm free from bad words. I'm free from bad things. I'm free from fans, which is every time fans, which is every time keep between two pupils for white for fighting every time. So you are getting my point. So we have many types of freedoms, and I have a mind with peace which is free from every negative thought, negative words, negative thinking. So it's also a kind of freedom. So freedom is completely, I think, I could define well about freedom, about the concept of freedom. That's why I'm I'm giving very examples of freedom. We could be understand from these examples, through these examples which I giving. Freedom, heart freedom, mind freedom, soul freedom, which is better than which negative and bad type of freedom. That in India, I saw many videos about freedom, girls' freedom, family freedom. So here's many videos you can also watch to these videos about negativity, totally negativity, totally bad things. I don't agree. I don't agree to all because I have a sense of humor. But I'm not always talking about in the religion manner. But religion manner is better than your sense. You could be read in the Quran about freedom and about rules for every human beings, Muslim, and rights for any human being. So rules, right, everything, freedom, many examples you can read in the Quran, and you have also a good sense for thinking about freedom. What is freedom? What is kinds, how kinds of freedom? You can be understand, you can be think, and you can find a good way to understand freedom. This word freedom. Freedom is free from which state, which is bad, negativity, negative, and free from this. We we have circle of influence. We all have some circle of influence in our life. Circle of influence we can make, and which already made for our life, for ourselves, like faith. So it's mean circle of influence. No anyone cross their circles of influence. So it's a type of which thing we can for some time, which thing we can for all time, for entire life. This is also type of freedom we can understand by this way, to this word freedom. So I think I could explain more about this topic. So I should go, and I will meet you in the next great video with great topic. So Allah Hafiz, take care, remember me in your precious prayers.